What's going on, guys? Scotty Sparks here, bringing you my battle versus Alex, coach of the Tillsonburg Trubbish. Um, Here is the teams that we brought. I explained mine in the team builder. Um, Help from Mark, Brandon, and Steven. I sent Mark and Brandon my team to look over. They said it was pretty good. Steven helped me with Taunt Drapion, and Mark and Brandon helped me with Thunderous T having Z Thunder instead of Z Fly. I think that was it. And then Steven was thinking of Sylveon or instead of Chestnut, but I decided because of time constraints that I decided to stay with Chestnut because I couldn't quickly switch it out, and I didn't really know what to throw on Sylveon. And here's the match. Um, that was better. So right now I'm looking at his team and I'm thinking, you know what? There's no Nihilego, which means Cobalion is very expendable. It also means that it's going to become my Zoroark switch-in if I can figure that out. I didn't really think of a lead on his part, what he could be leading. I just figured Drapion, T-Spikes, that's what I came in to do, and that's what I'm going to do. You'll see here, though, that he actually has that in his head, too. He's thinking, yo, like, this guy's going to throw T-Spikes out on me, like, why not? He just lost his match for Steven because he got toxic on everything. So right now I didn't clue in. You'll see, like, you'll think, like, oh, he's been saying, go for T-Spikes, right? But when you see a Buzzwole there and you've got Aerial Ace that normally isn't run on a Drapion, you're like, gotta go for the Aerial Ace. And I'm happy I did because I'm like, wait, why did that, first of all, I'm like, why did that only do 30%, 35%? Then I'm thinking, why was I taunted? I don't think Buzzwole gets taunt. How did he outspeed me? Why would you be Scarf Taunt? And then we see it's Zoroark, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was a little tired during this match, so like that it was good to like wake up during that play and at this point I'm thinking, okay, he just taunted me. I went for a move. How do I close this part? I don't want to get whatever. Whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna switch out into my Cobalion. And again, I was a little tired, but I knew Cobalion was the proper switch. And then once I switched in, I'm like, oh crap, I lost my Air Balloon. And I looked at his team like, oh thank God, there's no Nihilego anyways. But at +1, my Iron Head does kill his Zoroark, so he does have to switch. And I'm thinking right now, his best plays, he's either gonna go for a Will-O-Wisp or a Leech Seed. At least that's what I would do. And I've had this thing for 2 seasons. I know the damage it does. So I'm just gonna go right into Drapion. And hope he doesn't Will-O-Wisp. And he doesn't Will-O-Wisp, and unfortunately he misses the Leech Seed. But here's where the taunt comes in, because now I can basically shut this thing down. If he has Synthesis, it's not going to work. If he has Will-O-Wisp, he does have Will-O-Wisp, which we see. Nothing's going to work. And I get a free knockoff. Just because the reason you'd think I'd T-Spike, but the reason I knocked off here was because looking at Gourgeist, there's not much on my team that can deal with it. A lot of it can do like small damage to it, but nothing can really do a lot. And Gourgeist is a bulky ass Pokemon, so I'm like, you know what? If he stays in and he loses his Gourgeist, that would be amazing for me. So I'm just gonna go for the knockoff. And we see here that the Zoroark comes out, and here I kind of get predictable. I am outsped by this, but I'm thinking at this point I want my Toxic Spikes up. He has Taunt, and I'm gonna need this for Gourgeist in the end. So I'm gonna switch out, and he does go for the Pursuit, which was smart in his play, because now Cobalion doesn't get the boost. I'm going to go straight into Cobalion, because why not? I'm just going to go for the Iron Head, and at this point he didn't have anything to sack. He could have went Gourgeist, but now I do realize that at the end of the match that he didn't have Synthesis. He had Giga Drain as his final move, or his grass move, so going into Gourgeist and losing so much health, especially if it was his check to my Thunderous T or my Latias or whatever, would be bad. He goes here, and I decide to switch into my Dark type Drapion, and he goes for the Autotomize. There's not much he can do right here to me except an Earth Power, and I do have a Shuckle Berry, so I decide I'm just gonna go for the knockoff, and I'm gonna get rid of whatever item he has, and it is an Expert Belt. And at this point I know this doesn't kill, and I don't want him to set up anymore. And Latias can live a hit, but I need it to Mega right now, and if he's going to go for whatever, a boosting move or whatever, I can take a weak hit, and luckily he goes for the Earth Power here. So now I can get my Mega Latios, and I can get the Roar out. D-Pulse comes and does a hell of a lot, but I can basically negate this Necrozma from being much of a threat. Just because now, if he wants to set up, now I know it's full move set. He showed all 4 moves. There's things on, he can't really touch things like Thunder's Tea without boosts. He can't really, he can touch Cobalion, I guess, but like, he can't touch Chestnut either. But I wish I had Toxic or something on it. But actually, at least I have Roar. So here he goes for the Shadow Sneak. Is there anything I wanted to say more on that? I just knew I couldn't let Necrozma boost up on me, and without the Toxic Spikes on the field, I had to risk this. The only issue is it makes me weaker to Superior, but I do have a Roar Chestnut, so it's not the biggest deal, and I get a chance to roost up, which is nice. It allows me to deal with Superior better, and again, this thing's a threat to my team, so I'm just gonna throw a Dragon Pulse, and it does a 45%. And I don't really, I'm special. I don't really care about burns or leech seeds or whatever. So I'm just gonna throw more damage off. And he's not showing Synthesis, and I don't know why he's not showing it. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, he probably doesn't have Synthesis because he would have gone for Synthesis there. And I'm just slowly chipping this down. I'm gonna throw off another Dragon Pulse, and he switches in his Snake here, and that's gonna do a good 47%, which means I think it's a little bulkier. I got a low roll, but from the calcs before this game, I know I live this. Luckily, I still live a crit, which I didn't think you'd get. But I do a lot of damage, and the crit actually helps me because he's not going to recover as much health. So I had 2 choices here. I was thinking Cobalion or Chestnut. If you had HP Fire, Chestnut was the better play because I'm pretty sure at Cobalion's 78% health, it did not. It was a low chance of living an HP Fire. Both of them killed in 1 hit, but Superior just outspeeds both. But with Aerial Ace, I'm able to take any hit he goes for. He goes for the Leaf Storm, just because he probably knew that HP Fire didn't kill, and my Aerial Ace knocks it out. So all this flying coverage has been really good for my team so far. He's going to go into this, and right now there's nothing on my team I really want to get burnt. Latios is already dead, and I know he's probably going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, so I'm going to see how much Aerial Ace does. And it doesn't do as much as I wanted. So now I'm burnt, and I know, okay, like, he's just going to recover. Like, right now, he's just going to keep recovering health. I got to switch out. At this point, even if I'm burnt after leftovers, Tyrantrum does a hell of a lot. It does like 60 to 70% without the burn. So I'm like, okay, I should be able to kill this, even if I'm burnt, as long as I hit the head smash, which hopefully I do. Which I do, and he gets down to 1. Which means that he gets the Giga Drain off, and it doesn't matter. It just means I gotta hit. All it means is I have to hit another head smash. He could have preserved it, but I guess there wasn't really much he could preserve on it. Just because there's no way of him healing up without Synthesis. I do hit the second one, and we're golden right now. And right now he's probably going in Buzzwole, or he's trying to set up with Necrozma. But I still do a lot to Necrozma. And here's a crucial play right here. I was debating what to do. And there was a couple things that could happen here. So if he was faster than me, it meant he was either one of 2 things. Most likely Scarfed, could have been Jolly. I was Jolly Tyrantrum. I learned from my last match that speed over health can be helpful. So I go for the head smash. I don't even care if I hit this or not. The reason I'm going for this head smash is more to check Buzzwole's speed. So now he's slower, which means 100% he can't touch Thunder's Tea. If he was faster and went for, say, Ice Punch, then I go Cobalion and go for the Zen Headbutt. If he went for, say, Leech Life or whatever, and I couldn't... And Thunder's Tea should have lived that, but if it didn't, then I would go, say, like, Chestnut and roar it out and deal with that later. But the fact that it was slower means he's not Scarfed, which means Thunder's Tea 100% comes in and clicks HP Flying. With the stab boost, that's an OHKO. I did learn, though, after the match that it was an AV set. So I'll pull the calc up here, just because this could have been an issue, because at this point I was pretty sure I just won. So Buzzwole will go... Is that what we want? No, we're going to go max health. We'll go adamant, which I thought it was Solvest. And I'm going to go Thunderous Therian. Got Zeus here. So right here, if it's just max health, it does 112 to 134.9 with the Zalfest. So in this case, that head smash hitting didn't matter. The head smash did break a sash if it was that, if there was a chance it was sash, which was nice. But if we change this to careful, minus special attack, HP flying is still an OHKO. The only time, even with max health, with max SPDF and a careful nature, that's where the head smash mattered, because it allowed me to guarantee an OHKO because he was like 69 or something. You lower this down and more, and you realize that where is it? Like the more you lower this down, the more like obviously the more better chance I had at killing it. But I probably would, yeah. If he was max SPDF, max HP, careful assault vest, then that hit mattered. That 80% hit mattered. But I mean, it's 80%. The odds are you're gonna hit it. And at this point, I know, okay, Thunderbolt kills max HP Necrozma at 100% of the time. So I'm gonna throw off my Gigavolt Havoc, not risk anything. Just OHKO this boy. He switches into this, and now Thunderbolt should kill, unless he's max SPDF, max HP, which he is not, and we secure the win. I was stressed about this match. He's got I get stressed with Alex's matches just because of the way he battles, the way that he just throws a whole bunch of setup, and a lot of his play is like, you gotta think, oh, do I sack this? You have to think like if I switch out and he sets up, I lose. But if I stay in, I just lose this because I thought he was setting up. Like it's a lot of mind games in that sense. He thinks that he has both me and Brandon, Brandon's numbers, but I don't think he has my number he definitely has Brandon's number compared to me, but I just find that when I face Alex, he tries harder, especially with Sean and him. Just do a lot of team building, and I get caught off guard because like Alex loves to be like, oh, yo, let's battle in 2 hours or battle now, and I'm like, oh, I'm not prepared to battle, but I want to battle, so I'll do it. So like some of my losses against him have been because of that. He's been like, yo, let's battle, and like I'm just not mentally prepared for the battle, and then because of that he gets the catch on me, and I do some misplays, and he has a better team usually. But I mean, this is playoffs, and I knew it'd be a tough match because when I battle Alex, I know he's bringing his A game the majority of the time, and he did prep a fair amount. I was busy, but I made sure that I was constantly thinking of, oh, what's going to beat this, what's going to beat that, and I think this was a really good battle. Looking back at it, I think it's one of the better battles that me and Alex have had. Unfortunately, the 4-0 just doesn't do it justice. Both sides had good coverage, good plans and all that. I just caught him off guard more, I think, just with like aerial ace on Chestnut and Drapion, and stuff like that. But overall, I'm happy about this match, how it went down. I was worried that because I was just I wanted to just take like the forfeit, but I'm like, if I take the forfeit, like, there's a good chance, not a good chance, but like then I'm gambling whether Alex wants to return, because like getting kicked out of playoffs because you were busy with your parents is kind of like a shitty way to lose a playoff match. And my power's going off, so I will how much minutes do I have? I have 27 minutes, but yeah, I'll see you the next match, and I'll finish what I was saying later.